Hey everybody, good Saturday morning, top of the morning to you. Coming to you, Eddie William Sellers, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia this morning. It's kind of cold this morning, but it's going to warm up later today and be beautiful. I heard during the night last night on TikTok, someone that I follow in Paris said that he had heard that George Foreman had died yesterday. And so when I woke up this morning, I read about his passing. So the Morning Post this morning is Big George Foreman died yesterday. He was 76 years old. 76 doesn't seem that old anymore, and yet it is a good long life. They say he went peacefully. Families like to put that in there as if someone has made peace with death. A lot of us have known loved ones who did not go peacefully. I think I may be one of those that goes peacefully, but then again, one never knows. I may go out of here screaming and stomping and calling everybody the devil. After a lull in boxing, he took to preaching back in the 80s. I went to hear him one night at Victory Tabernacle in Conyers, Georgia, the old Franklin Walden church. He was supposed to preach for 3 nights. That first night, hardly anybody came, and Franklin had paid a lot of money to bring him in. He preached that one night, and then they called off the other 2 nights. Celebrities took to preaching for different reasons. Little Richard, to run and hide from his homosexuality. Al Green, trying to find love and happiness. George Foreman said he was terrified of dying. He was soft-spoken that night in Conyers. I always found it weird when celebrity preachers would stay in the back and wait for their turn to be introduced to come out into the sanctuary to preach, and then make an entrance. It just didn't seem the way that Jesus would have done it. It would seem if the rest of the crowd had to sit through a long worship service, then the man of God should have to also. Church folks love celebridom. Jim and Tammy proved that. Donald Trump proves that even today. He died worth several $100 million, the reports say. He did seem like a nice, decent man. So was Muhammad Ali, who was not Christian, and who had a strong and undeniable faith as a Muslim. The 2 of them put on a show with Rumble in the Jungle. I have always felt weird watching 2 black men box. There is something about it that reminds me of slavery. I have never liked it, although I loved Muhammad Ali and thought highly of George Foreman. It was back in the 80s when I heard George that night in Conyers preach about the joys of coming to know Christ. The 80s sometimes seem like yesterday, but are now so far behind me. He said he came to Jesus out of a fear of dying. A lot of people do. I hope all of his fears were relieved. 76 doesn't seem that old anymore, but it is a good long life. Good Saturday morning, sweet people. Coming to you from Atlanta here this morning, over here on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and now I'm on Substack. If some of you people want to come over there, check it out. It's pretty interesting. Hopefully the cold is going to move out today, and the weekend is just going to be beautiful, especially here in the South. I have never used a George Foreman grill. They always seemed a little gimmicky to me. Do you reckon there will be one in heaven? I do hope that they have a good Zesto's Chubby Decker hamburger in heaven, with a little cup of that coleslaw that I love so much. And maybe, who knows, a good Marlboro Light to smoke afterwards with the vanilla milkshake with walnuts in it. Cancer-free, of course. Love y'all.